Forward TV. The world is thinking.
A personal question. The conventional wisdom, I would guess, at this hall and majority opinion in this country among all citizens, whether they be Republicans, Democrats, whatever, however their view of the war, is that you personally could have stopped this from happening. What's the truth? I'm just saying that's what people think. That's what people think.
I know people say that to me, but
what do you think? What do you say when people say that to you, like I just did?
Well, I just asked you how I could have. I tried to avoid this war. I went to the president in August of 2002 after coming back from a trip and seeing all the planning that was underway, and we had a long meeting upstairs in the residence. Dr. Rice was there, but it was essentially a conversation between President Bush and myself. And for the better part of 2.5 hours, I took him through not only the military planning that was being done in the Pentagon, but I took him through the consequences of going into an Arab country and becoming the occupiers. It is said that I used the pottery barn rule. I never did it. Friedman did it. He's next. He's the one who did that. But what I did say to him, once you break it, you're going to own it, and we're going to be responsible for 26 million people standing there looking at us. And it's going to suck up a good 40 to 50% of your army for years, and it's going to take all the oxygen out of the political environment. And you need to understand this, and the expense is going to be enormous. And he took it all aboard. He said, what should we do? And I said, well, we should first and foremost take it to the United Nations, because they're the offended party. It's their resolutions that have been offended. And I briefed other members of the cabinet over the next day or two, and we then had a meeting a week or so later, and every member of the national security team agreed with the judgment that we take it to the UN. And we worked for 7 weeks after taking it to the UN in September and got a resolution unanimously approved by the Security Council with some get-out clauses for Saddam Hussein to avoid the conflict. But I said to the president, if we can solve this diplomatically, are you prepared to accept that, even if it means that we have a changed regime in Baghdad with Saddam Hussein still there, but no longer a danger or a threat, and not a regime change? And it was not something that he was immediately attracted to, but he said yes, he would have to. And we tried. But at the time I made that point to him, I also had to say to him that you're the president, you'll have to make the ultimate judgment. And if the judgment is this isn't working and we don't think it's going to solve the problem, then if military action is undertaken, I'm with you, I'm going to support you. And frankly, when military action was undertaken, it looked like it was extremely successful. It was the lack of planning for these latter phases and the things that got out of control that really has brought us to this point. And so I could have stopped it by quitting. Oh, I assure you that would not have done it. And to quit while it was underway was not my way of doing business and serving in administration. And so I stayed through 2003, then in early 2004, conversation with the president told him I thought it'd be wise for him to make some changes in his team at the end of 2004 after the election, and that would be the time for me to leave.